What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Married at First Sight, Season 18. This is the reunion part 1. Now, before we do get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and discuss Married at First Sight, the reunion, part 1. Shall we? All right, you guys. So let me know if you guys watched the reunion last night on Lifetime. Let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comments section or in the live chat, you guys. Overall, the reunion part 1, it was all right. It was okay. I will say, though, however, Madison and David infuriated me. They got on my nerves throughout the entire reunion because it's just like you two are really sitting here trying to play in people's faces. And it's a crock of BS. If we're being 100% honest with one another, you guys are full of shit. And that's just how I honestly feel when it comes to Madison and David. Now, also, you guys, just to let you guys know that I am still currently at work. So you guys probably will hear me on my work computer doing some things. So you guys will hear the mouse clicking, and that's what you guys will be hearing. So the reunion. This is being hosted by none other than Kevin from is it Entertainment Tonight or I think it's Entertainment Tonight. So I'm gonna say Kevin Samuels, but that's the wrong Kevin. But Kevin is hosting a reunion. What I also will say is the cast, they look exceptionally well. Like, I can't sit here and hate on nobody and say nobody looks bad, but who really has a glow up and looks amazing is that damn Michelle. Baby, Michelle came with her revenge body, and I am 100% here for Michelle. Michelle done lost weight, and I was like, I know that's fucking right, Michelle. You better come and show David, like, okay, this is what you could have had, but now you're over there with Madison, right? Mem, I will also say that Mem looked 100% great as well. So this reunion is 1 year later. So we find out that Camille and Thomas, they are still married. You guys know that they did stay in his place for a while, but now they have their own place. They celebrate their 1 year wedding anniversary, and for their 1 year wedding anniversary, they went to London. I was like, okay. We also found out that Michelle celebrated her 40th birthday. Congratulations. Happy belated birthday, Michelle. Even though I still don't, even though I still don't see it for Michelle, but okay, Michelle. Okay, Michelle. I'm here for it, right? Um, so with Michelle, so moving on. So Mem and Brandon, they are still together 1 year later. We see that ass had what is his name? Itchy Scratchy when she was talking about it. This could have been editing the way his face was looking. It could have been editing, but his face was scrunched up, right? So Kevin asked, excuse me. So Kevin asked Itchy Scratchy, is he dating? He says, he keeps that to himself, but he is traveling and doing music. I was like, oh my God, why is this man here? Like, why is this man here? I just was irritated, you guys, to be quite honest with you. Just irritated with that man's face. So after that, we talked about Juan and Carla. So Juan and Carla, they do still hang out with each other. They go get coffee, they send each other memes, and they share business ideas. So seems like all is pretty much good with Carla and Juan at this current moment. So that's good to hear. Juan is currently dating. He has a girlfriend that he is in a relationship with. Carla lets us know that she's dating as well. And Allan is also dating someone. So Allan has a girlfriend, And this girlfriend that Allan has is someone that he met through a matchmaker, right? So Allan lets us know that prior to getting married, the matchmaker had reached out to him, and so I guess him and his girl had went out on maybe one date with each other. But by the time she reached out to him for the second date, he was already in the process of going through this whole married at first sight with Madison. I was like, ugh, you should have took the girl up on that second date. But nonetheless, he after this process, he reconnected with the girl. I was like, that's good. You guys know I like Allan. I'm happy for Allan. So kudos to Allan, right? So this is where they lost me up. So next we talk about David and Madison. So David lets us know that he has moved out of his parents' basement. And I was like, cool. He's moved out of his parents' basement. He said he's moved in with Madison. I was like, girl, you are really dumb as hell. So you moved in with this man. I mean, if you like it, I love it. It wouldn't be for me, but okay, okie dokie, girl. If that's what you like, that's what you like. But it wouldn't be again, like I said, it just wouldn't be for me at all. But hey, if she again, if Madison likes it, Madison likes it, and there ain't nothing else to say about that. So he also did say that he has an investment property. I was like, okay, is that supposed to make things better that you that you as the man moved in with her? David, like that speaks volumes to who you are. But again, like I said, if Madison likes it, then I love it for Madison. If she likes it, I love it for her. And that's really all I can say. I don't really be much more give a damn. And moving on. So Kevin asked them, where did things start? Where did things start with them? And when did things start, basically, right? So Madison said it started at the gym and happened around 3 weeks because she's saying that David started to open up about his family and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, Madison, here we go with the bullshit once again, right? David said the honeymoon. I was like, I think we all knew that this started on the honeymoon, right? So David said that she was, he when they were on the honeymoon, he was reaching out to friends and family for advice on how to, navigate this whole situation. And I was like, oh, that's so slimy and grimy, right? And so Allan asked him, well, when did you start reaching out to Madison? And so uh, David says, well, that was after they got back. I was like, wow, so you really didn't waste no time. So, excuse me, y'all. So Allan's thing is like, why come you couldn't just come to me and tell me? Because you had me sitting up here looking like a fool and looking stupid, defending you to Michelle. And I was like, that is true. That is in fact true that um, you definitely did look stupid defending him. And so he's like, yeah, you're right. You're right. Like, David, shut up. So then Kevin asked the question of Michelle, like, why did you keep pushing? And so Michelle's whole thing was, she doesn't like lies. And clearly, David was clearly lying to her. And so David said, well, I just kept lying to you because I was hoping that, you would just drop it. And she was like, obviously, you don't know me. And I was like, dude, who in a right mind would believe that you were telling the truth? Like, you first told her it was about food and that you were texting your cousin. Like, that's a weird text to send your cousin. On top of that, it's a weird text to talk. You're referring to food as if it's a person. Like, who are you fooling? Like, who are you fooling? Like, I'm just so. I don't know who David thought he was fooling, but obviously it wasn't Michelle and it wasn't us. It wasn't us. So, moving on, you guys. So Madison said that actually Kevin asked Michelle, how would you have felt if she came to you and told you, like, hey, I like David and I want to see where this goes? And so Michelle was like, if she had been honest with me and said it to me, I would have told her, okay, let's just wait the 8 weeks and have at it, girlfriend. And so Madison was like, well, why are we waiting the 8 weeks? Why are we waiting the 8 weeks? And I was like, the same reason that you did, because none of y'all wanted to be fined for, you know, breaking the promise of this show. Like Madison, when I tell y'all Madison was irritating me and getting on my last fucking nerves, it's like, girl, please go to hell expeditiously and move on. So after that, Kevin asked, how often did Madison and David talk, right? So Madison says that they talked every day. Now she says that she never snuck around with him, and when she would leave, she would always be with her friends. But I'm like, there were some times where the camera showed that you were not, you know, well, let me not say the camera showed that she wasn't with her friends. What the cameras did show was the fact that you would slip out and you would go and you and David would come back in at the same time. So I don't think that's a coincidence in any slight, I don't think that's a coincidence that you guys literally were coming in at the same time when you would be getting back. But so yeah, I just don't think it was a coincidence, but I still think Madison is full of shit, to be quite honest with you guys, and David. So, and Mim says that, she was kind of shocked to see that David did this. And I was like, are you really? Because I wasn't. Like, promise you, I wasn't shocked that David did this at all. But if a mem says she was shocked, then a mem was shocked. Again, I don't understand how and why she would be shocked, but it is what it is, right? So Carla, because Carla mentioned that, the ladies would hang out, and Carla even made I know Madison probably felt uncomfortable when Carla made this joke, but Carla said that she made a joke that if anybody is interested in her husband, they could basically have him, right? I was like, interesting, Carla. Interesting. But I mean, I get it. It was a joke, but I'm like, oh, I know Madison had to feel a little bit uncomfortable when she said that. Excuse me, y'all. But Carla was basically saying that to say there was ample opportunity for Madison to say something, but Madison never said anything, right? So then, now, Juan, I got to call you out real quick because you're talking about the fact that you lost a little bit of respect for what's his name, David. But later in the episode, we see that you still hang out with them too. So you didn't lose that much respect for him, right? And so Tom said, he felt stupid for defending it because he hung out with David, but he also felt bad for Allan, right? Because he says that Allan and David hung out the most amongst the men. And so Kevin asked Itchy Scratchy, like, were you surprised? He says no, he wasn't surprised, and that he basically saw it on the honeymoon when they were all in the gym together because he saw David doing cardio. Well, David needs to do more cardio. Neither here nor there. But he said he wasn't surprised about it. So then while David was talking, I was looking at David's ring finger and I had to kind of flip my, look for myself in his seat and be like, is that finger on the ring finger? And right when I was thinking about it, a mem said what I was thinking. I was like, I knew I wasn't tripping. Like I knew that I wasn't tripping about this. That man has on a ring on his ring finger. So we found out that Juan was with them when they went and got these rings, right? So the rings is a symbol of their commitment to each other. Again, I don't give a damn. I'm sick of these two. I wish they would go to hell away from me with this dumb shit, but they're here nonetheless, right? So we took a break and we came out on stage with the first couple. And so we're talking to um, Camille and Thomas, right? So it ain't really much to talk about with Camille and Thomas. Like I said earlier, we know that they're still together. We know they celebrate their 1 year anniversary. We know that they went to London. They did talk about the whole swag thing with Thomas. Thomas has just as much swag as Camille has. Let's just be real about the situation. I wouldn't take style advice from either one of them. And that ain't me being, mean or nothing like that. That's just me saying I think their style is, their style works for them, but neither one of them just have real true swag. That is all I got to say about that, right? So we also found out that Camille has met his mom. They did talk about kids, and right now they're still in the stages of figuring each other out, getting to know each other, and just seeing what it looks like for them, right? What marriage looks like for them. And she's Camille said within a year about having a baby. They talked about the sexual stuff with them. I don't care. Hey, Shayna, how are you doing today? Hope you're having a good day. Hope your day is better than mine has been, because mine has been a rough day so far. I bet you guys I'm still at work. Um, Back to it. So I didn't even know she sent me that email. My bad. So we see as they're backstage, and the thing, seeing Madison and David talk to each other and talk about how they love each other and kiss each other, I was like, oh, this is so disgusting. Like, I was repulsed. And then you have Allan on the flip side talking about how with his marriage he was putting forth the effort with Madison, which is true. He was putting forth the effort, but we know Madison wasn't putting forth the effort. So then we move on and we have Itchy, Scratchy, and a Mem on the stage, right? So both of them say that the wedding was good for them, right? So Kevin asked, when did things change? And a mem said things changed when he got back to Chicago, and Itchy Scratchy agreed. Oh, happy birthday to your daughter! You say it's my daughter's b-day, so it's gonna be a long day. Well, happy birthday to her. I hope she's having a good day. Oh, I know she's. I know that's gonna be fun, 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 fun. How old is your daughter, by the way? Um, My bad, you guys. Again, remember, I'm I'm doing three things at once. I'm reading the live chat and I'm working at the same time and reading these damn notes. So they agreed that things changed when they got back to Chicago, right? And he did admit that he was stubborn, right? Because which I mean, he knew that from the jump that he was stubborn about how she quote unquote learns. It's like, dude, anybody, you're a stranger to her, you're a virtual stranger to her, and she's asking you questions to get to know you, but you're being an asshole and not trying to get to know the woman. Like, I was over him, right? So Kevin brought up the aggressive comment. He said that when he was said aggressive, he really didn't mean it in the connotation that it came across, right? But I was like, well, you could have used a different word instead of aggressive. But what he said was, when he was talking about aggressive, that he meant like when it comes to her business and her going after what she wants. I was like, well, you could have said she's ambitious, she's determined, she's a go-getter. Like, there are so many things that you could have. Oh no, you're not distracting me, it's work. Like, you could have said a whole lot of things to that woman instead of aggressive. Oh, she's 4. Oh, again, happy birthday to her. Not just say, let me stop distracting you. I hope your day gets better. Oh yeah, my day is almost over. I got less than 2 hours left on the clock, so I am good. My day started bad because of one one file that I have on my desk where this, oh god, these people are being unruly, but that's neither here nor there. But no, you ain't distracting me. It's me trying to get this stuff done before I leave for the day, because I'm actually gonna be off of work all next week. Like, I'm on vacation next week, so I'm trying to get as much stuff taken care of before I go on vacation next week, which I am so excited about, going on vacation next week. Oh my god, I can't wait for my vacation. So where are we at? So yeah, he said he would describe her differently. So then y'all remember he wanted a Michelle Obama, right? So Kevin said, "You don't think you had a Michelle Obama?" He said, "No." He's like, you have you. I mean, oh God, I don't even know what to say in this particular moment. So the Michelle Obama comment kind of frustrated me because you're painting it out. I don't know how you're trying to paint Michelle Obama. I don't know if you're trying to paint her as submissive or docile or what. I don't know what he was trying to paint Michelle Obama out to be, but Barack knows who he is, and he knows like what were you talking? Like I don't understand what that fool was talking about. Like I don't know what that fool was fucking talking about. Like he really was getting on my fucking nerves. And Kevin had to tell him, like, that Michelle Obama and Barack have been through some ups and downs. I was like, thank you, Kevin. They have, like, everything has not been perfect for them. Like, everything, like, there is no, and the thing is, there is no perfect marriage. And another thing, when it comes to people having these couples goals, I always say this about couples goals. Y'all don't know what people post on social media. That's a facade. There are things that you don't see in people, like, there are things that you don't see when it comes to other people's marriages. So you don't know what they go through. I was over him. So Kevin did ask her, like, with her profession and what she does, do she feel as if men try to belittle her? And she said, yes, they do it all the time. And so he asked her, do you feel like Ikechi did that? And I called him in by his name. She said, yes, I did, right? He said, well, I didn't do that, but your feelings are valid. Well, but I didn't do that, but your feelings are valid. Well, if her feelings are valid, just say, like, here's what you could have said to her, you asshole. You could have easily said to her, like, you know what, Mim, I hear what you're saying, and I get it. You felt that I was belittling you, which you were. Let's be for real. You were 100% belittling that woman. But what you could have said was, you know what, that wasn't my intent, and that wasn't my intentions to belittle you. I apologize for that. But he did apologize to her. She accepted it. It wouldn't have been for me. So then he said, they talked about him, the violation of consent, right? So she said, well, there were mixed signals on the honeymoon because he's the one that initiated the sex, right? And she said, so she said when he said no to her, she asked him, why was he saying no? And the only response that she got from him was that he was traumatized, right? Which I said, even back then, that was bullshit, right? So he finally admits that he wasn't attracted to him. And I was like, we knew that. Why can you be man enough and open and honest enough to say you were not attracted to that woman? He said, well, I didn't want to embarrass her. But you still embarrassed her, sir. Like, I really wanted him to go away with me with the stupid shit and the dumb shit because you still ended up embarrassing that woman. So I don't get what you're saying. Like, it's just, it's, it's, it's blatant bullshit is what it is. Like, let's call a spade, right? So he said that he wished he was more open to her. And Mem says that she wished that she didn't try as hard as she did. I'm like, I'll do too. I really wish she didn't try as hard as you did. So now we move over to Allan and Madison. Now I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Y'all know that I don't see it for Madison. Ain't gonna never see it for Madison. So when Madison was talking, I stopped listening, right? So there were bits and pieces that I do know about what Madison said, but then there are pieces that I don't know. So she said in the beginning that she got in her head and she backed off. That part I do believe when it comes to Madison. I do believe that you got in your head, but I think you got in your head because you knew from the jump that you didn't like Allan. And instead of being an honest person and actually telling him you did not like him, you played with this man's heart and with his feelings, right? And so she also said that she didn't want to try to force something that she didn't feel was right. Well, why not ask for a divorce? It would have been that easy. Again, don't string him along if you know that there's nothing there. Like, that's why I don't see it for Madison, right? So Allan says that he's never been in a relationship where if he went to grab a woman by the waist, that she immediately tenses up. And I was like, yeah, I get that. But also, like when it comes to Mem saying that she wishes she didn't try as hard with Ikechi, I wish the same thing for Allan because the warning signs were there that Madison just was not interested in him. And I wish that he had backed off, right? So then Madison also says that, she kind of wishes that the couple didn't interact with each other. So that way it could have just been her and Allan, girl, because she said when the girls got together, all it was a bitch session. So you are you excluding yourself from that? Because I'm pretty sure you probably bitch to them girls too. Like, go somewhere, Madison. So Madison does say she has some regrets in how she handled things. No, you don't. So Kevin asked Allan if he would, like, when he found out about David and Madison, would he have handled things differently? Why should he? Like, why should he? Kevin, go to hell. So then after that, the ladies joined us. We finished with them. Like I said, there were some things that Madison said that I wasn't listening to, so I don't know everything that Madison said because it was in one ear and out the other ear, right? So we get the ladies on stage, and it was just more so like just a conversation. Kevin asked them some spitfire questions. Who gives the best advice? Camille. Who's the life of the party? Carla. He asked them, like, in 10 years from now, do you guys think that you all will still be in contact? Everybody said yes, with the exception of Michelle about Madison, which I don't blame her, right? But they all still talk to each other, right? They all still talk to each other. And I was like, okay, cool. I don't know if Madison was trying to say that she would love to try to have a connection with Michelle, girl. Why? Move on from that. They talked about it, Mem and Brandon getting engaged. I don't care because it was weird to me when it happened. It's still weird to me, and that's all I gotta say. So then, lastly, we have David and Michelle join the stage, right? So Kevin asked had they hashed things out. They said they both say no. He asked how David's parents reacted, right? He said both his mom and dad were disappointed in him. And so then Kevin asked Michelle about how she reacted to David's living situation. She says that she wishes she handled the situation better. I was like, no, you handled it the correct way. I mean, it is a little weird, but whatever. So Michelle did say she was angry at David about David and Madison about the things and how they went, and rightfully so, right? Because Kevin asked her why was she so upset. I'm like, one is because Michelle's ego was bruised, right? Number two, it is about the fact that how they did it up under her, up right in her face, and the fact that they played her and gaslit her, especially David and even Madison, because they showed a clip back at the retreat where Madison was like, she wishes that Michelle had come to her off a camera and discussed this. Girl, no, you're on a reality show. Fuck out of here, Madison. So then Kevin wanted to talk about the timeline again. I was like, but we've already talked about the timeline. And David got uber defensive. I was like, oh my God, will he go to hell and go somewhere? Like, he was really getting on my nerves. But that's the episode, you guys. That's part one of the reunion. Next week is part two. And if anything comes after part two, I sure the hell won't be doing it. That is all I got, you guys. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until next time, stay safe, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Also, you guys, if you guys are watching this live, I do have a planner channel. Please go check out the community tab. And if you can, do me a solid favor and go subscribe to that channel as well. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye, y'all.